Okay, we'll just look at what the papers are saying. Of course, it's all about the transfer, and of course, starting with Complete Sport, you have a Chelsea signed Cuadrado for 27 million pounds, and surely, of course, completes 24 million pounds move to Wolfsburg, and Chris Santos, of course, joins Greek side, and club by club, you have the club by club guide to the general transfer moves, and also Harry Kane penning a 5-year deal with Spurs. Okay, moving to the next one is a soccer star, and this is a surprise one where you have a Keshi's Eagles future hangs, knows a fate after elections. So that's just the January 14th, after Valentine's Day, he will know if he's going to continue or not. And of course, the sad one is a sports philanthropist, Okoya Thomas, dies at 79. We know how he has actually sponsored table tennis for so many years in Lagos. Hopefully, someone can actually step into that shoes. Okay, the last one is Sporting Life, and well, this one is Khedira will sign for Bayern Munich, maybe for next summer. Neymar to sign new long-term deal with Barcelona. It seems it's going to stay there for a very, very long time. And there's this one saying that West Brom agreed to sell Idea to a Qatar club. Well, as of last night when the transfer deadline was made, we learned that, well, he did not really make the move. They haven't sealed a deal for him. So for now, he's still with West Brom because Carton Cole deal did not fall through. The only person West Brom were able to sign is actually Darren Fletcher from Man United. Now let's listen to Jose Mourinho. Well, he said at a time when he was actually asked about Juan Cuadrado, he said, well, the player fits into Fiorentina's squad and also Colombian squad. And he said for Chelsea, well, he doesn't really fit. But right now, he has signed him. Well, let's just cut our mind back and listen to Jose Mourinho.
Speak about Cuadrado, you can speak about 10, 20, 30 players, and you ask me if I know them. If I don't know them, I'm in trouble because my son knows them. You know, so I have to know them. It's my job to know them all. So if you ask me about Cuadrado, you can now come with another name. I have to say, yes, I know them. I know them all.
He fits into the squad, the way that he plays.
I think he fits well in Fiorentina squad and Colombia squad, not in Chelsea squad.
Well, you heard from the special one there talking about Cuadrado. But right now, that is the man that they had to cough out 27 million pounds for to sign. Well, Mourinho is really a very, very funny man.
Of course, you know, Mourinho, he loves to talk, and the press love to lap up all his comments. Whatever he says, they know how to, you know, keep it and store it for future reference. You know, him saying there that Cuadrado did not fit into the Chelsea system, that he fits into the Fiorentina system and Colombia system.
Fits into Chelsea
now he fits into the system. You know, you just said how it favors you, and as well, I like Jose Mourinho for he's not apologetic about whatever he says. He goes out to say how he wants to say it. And right now, Cuadrado, maybe then he would tell you Andre Scholler was in his team and also Mohamed Salah, but right now those two players are not longer there, so Cuadrado will fit into the Chelsea system.
I can't actually wait to listen to him when this guy is being unveiled after the whole transfer. I mean, okay, now these are some of the selected deals that happened yesterday, and also, well, last week I think he had some, starting with Faboni, of course, to Manchester City. That is another deal. Juan Cuadrado, of course, to Chelsea. You have Andrew Scholler to Wolfsburg. You have Endo Perez to Valencia. Gabriel Paulista to Arsenal. He doesn't understand English, but Wenger is hoping that he can actually understand offside, and of course went to defend, went to the Dumbia to Roma, and Ryan Bertrand is permanent move to Southampton, and Mo Salah to Fiorentina. That's also a loan deal, and that's the reason you had a Juan Cuadrado was able to come to Chelsea. Okay, let's start with the first one.
I think it was a big deal for City to get Bony. He can score goals. He's proven it. I mean, he's doing a job as a striker. He's like a second Aguero. I was listening to Pellegrini. He says he likes players who can give you something else. He can be expansive, he can run, he can dribble, and he can score. And now when Aguero is not picking, Aguero is not the same Aguero since when he came back from the injury. He's not been the same. Now they need a player who can score goals consistently. No player scored more goals than Wilfred Bony in 2014 in the Barclays Premier League goals in 2014. Nobody scored more. And that's consistency right there. And then for this season, he's done well for Swansea. Now he's doing well at the AFCON, and I think it's a good buy at 28 million. Good purchase for them, basically.
Now, Juan Cuadrado, let me go back to him again. Where do you think he will fit into Chelsea's squad? Australia allowing Shirley to go.
Yeah, the thing is that with Mourinho, look at the way he's set out his team. Apparently playing two defensive midfielders most times. I'm talking about maybe Matic and Ramirez, or Matic and Mikel, whatever way he wants to tweak his formation. The problem now is Hazard, sure starter because of his, of course, we know his capabilities, taking one wing. Now, the other wing has always been the
don't
problem.
you think it's the possibility of the fact that he may want to move to Real Madrid because he refused to extend his contract or something? That's why they're bringing in someone to
No, that, trust me, Hazard still at Chelsea. Cuadrado will now take over the other wing. Oscar and Oscar and Willian have been tried in that position, but they've not been able to cement that position. So right now, somebody else is coming who is very fast. Cuadrado was saying at work, we've seen him for Fiorentina. That's very fast, very tricky, but it depends, since he's not played in the English Premier League before. Sometimes it's tricky for some players, especially South Americans. They come to the Premier League, some of them adapt to like fish to water, and some of them do not ever get the hang of playing in the Premiership. It's not all about your skills now. Speed is also important, which this man has lots of it. So it's going to be very, very interesting to watch and see if Juan Cuadrado will blend immediately for Chelsea. Remember when that man, Ian Robben, came all the way from PSV to Chelsea? We saw how he took the lead of the Premiership, and everything else. So maybe that's what Jose Mourinho will be hoping with this particular man, Juan Cuadrado, coming to Premiership and doing his bit.
I feel just to toe behind him. I think it's going to show a lot of pointers to show that Jose Mourinho knows how to pick his players. He goes for the players that can give him something else apart from scoring
now
goals.
why would you allow Andre to go to Wolfsburg?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And Scholler seems cast the figure of a player who is a selfless worker, but then again, sometimes Mourinho needs a player that can do 45 yards back when you lose the ball.
Okay.
Sometimes I need a player who's a leader. I need a player who can track back, who is tricky, who is fast, who's intelligent on the ball. Cuadrado he foots the bill for that. He's spacey, like Chinasa mentioned. And at the World Cup, he gave 4 assists. He played in lesser games and he gave 4 assists, just like Toni Kroos, who played in all the games of Germany. And I think the fact that he's a Colombian brings a little bit of more flair to South American flair. It gets ready to see a lot of dancing and celebrations in Chelsea.
Yes,
but then I must also put the fact that his speed, his work rate, Willian has not been convincing. With Jose Mourinho, you can see what he's doing with Tim Cahill and Zuma. Tim Cahill fell off his line 2-3 games consecutively. He benched him. Now Zuma is doing well, and the boy is not looking back at all. Same goes for Willian. Willian has not been convincing. Willian has been blowing out of code.
And
3 goals,
no goals.
Definitely.
He's not been scoring enough goals.
So he wants a winger that can give him the goals.
Give him
and
goals, give him the speed, give him the work rate, entertain the fans, and at the same time do your job, do the primary duties.
Okay, now finally, Man United did not get anyone. People are actually thinking they might just.
From Bolton.
I'm talking about a player that will fit in.
I know. I'm just trying to put it out there. They got a young kid from Bolton. I would understand what that is about. First of all,
I don't think they need anyone really.
Okay, they don't.
For
now, I think Van Gaal feels the players he needs are not available for him right now, and he's not going to just do stopgap measures.
So why let Darren Fletcher go? Is it that he's trying to phase out the legacy of
the midfield as well? Man U is
the
blessed with lots of players right now. This current squad, they have lots of midfield players, and Darren Fletcher, of course, you cannot begrudge the man. He's been in Manchester United all his life, and he's not been playing regularly for the club right now, and he's not getting younger. He lost almost 2 seasons via injury. He's back now. Let him play some football before he calls time on his career. So I think moving to West Brom is a good one for him. But Manchester United right now playing well. I think the team would come together in due time, and the main target this season is to get to the Champions League, which is what they're actually looking for. Once they get to the Champions League, then I think by the summer you begin to see
all the players
United
that they really want.
Players that they want, because everybody knows Manchester United, they have a big checkbook right now, and they can get a lot of players. So I think that's why they didn't really go for it, except the Bolton lad. But he's on loan though.
Definitely. Well, thank you guys for joining me on the program.
Anytime.
Thank you so much for being part of the program. See you again, of course, on Wednesday. Austin Okonkwo will be here, but we'll leave you with pictures coming from Yazre, where the second testing of Formula One is out.
It's the same as last year. It's not really much different. You have a little bit more downforce, but otherwise it handles exactly the same. It's the first days of testing, so none of the corners ever feel good on the first time you drive the car. It never does. It's the cars at its worst that it will be to this year. And the balance wasn't perfect because we weren't working on setup. And so, of course it could be better, but there's lots of positives. Of course, we got good mileage, and particularly yesterday, and we should do tomorrow.
We had a couple of issues over the last 2 days, and the last run of the day, I think we've we've sorted the problem out. So hopefully tomorrow will be a little easier. It'd be nice to get some laps on the engine and see where we are in terms of the drivability and what have you and start.